What's up, everyone? This is Raine Cruz, and it's time for the rain check with UNF professional fighter Byron the Trophy Valle. Byron, good morning. How are you? And how does it sound to be called a professional fighter?
It sounds amazing. Honestly, this is like my dream starting to come true. It makes me feel like that little kid again that was watching from the sidelines and now being able to do it. It just makes me so happy.
Dude, like congratulations, because I've seen you grow at Up Next Fighting. You've had an impressive amateur career. October 11th is coming up soon. Your professional debut at UNF 28, live from Commerce Casino in Los Angeles, California. How excited are you for this historic moment of your career as a fighter?
I'm so excited. The work I've been putting in and just the way I'm feeling this far out from a fight. I've never felt this clean this far out from a fight, and I really think it's gonna be the performance of a lifetime for my professional debut.
Oh, man. I can't wait, man. Because now I'm thinking back on your last bout at UNF when you defended your UNF Rising Stars bantamweight title against Arshad Gadurian. So that bout ended in a stoppage. You successfully defended your title, and you won by submission, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, Mitch.
That was an amazing fight. So we cannot wait to see another excellent performance from you. Now, I want to ask you though, was it hard to vacate your title to go pro, or you had your mindset that no matter what happens, 2025 is the year for Byron Valle to go pro?
So yeah, I kind of had. I always set little milestones in my head every time I step in there, and I always want to set a goal. And going into that fight, just the way I was feeling, and from hearing my coaches and stuff like that, we felt like we were ready. I went
Mm.
in there knowing that I was gonna win, and no matter what, that belt was gonna stay with me, and that I was gonna remain a champion. So vacating the belt didn't really mean too much because everybody in my eyes and their eyes still see that I'm the champion. So I'm just ready to move forward with my career and start working to that bigger goal of eventually the UFC.
Ooh, I love that. Love that. And how did it feel for you to, I guess, pass on the belt to one of your teammates, Christian DeGuerro?
It felt amazing. Christian's one of those guys where you see the potential of greatness. So it felt good to be the one to hand it off. Especially we kept it inside of Black House, and we're just putting that momentum forward and showing why we're the best gym in California.
That's good, man. And I do see that kind of like brotherhood and then support system that you guys have for each other.
Yeah,
So it was actually nice to see how you had to give the belt to him. It was like passing of the torch,
yeah.
right? Yeah. So I'm curious though. Once you step inside that cage for your first professional bout, you will be locked in against your opponent, right, for 5 minutes for each round. Granted, you don't finish the fight right away, right?
Yeah.
You'll be locked in inside for 5 minutes. That's 2 minutes longer compared to the 3 minute rounds in the amateur scene. Without giving away your secrets, how do you prepare yourself physically and mentally to endure the intensity of a 5 minute fight, or even 15 minutes if you guys end up going the distance?
So I tell people all the time when I prepare for any of my fights, even when I was an amateur, the way we train at Black House, we have those 5 minutes already set down,
Mm.
and we lock that cage door, and it feels just that intensity of being in that room. It feels like you're in a fight, no matter what. The way we train. So normally when I step in the cage, I'm not worried because I get rounds against the best guys, and we go out there and try to make each other better and push each other to the point where we know we're not going to lose a fight if it goes the distance, or we know we have the capability to go out there and finish it at any point. So I'm as confident as ever that it's going to be the same thing. Granted, I haven't seen the end of a fight in close to a year and a half because my last couple fights have been finishes, but I want to keep that train rolling. But I am prepared for going the distance if I have to. But my objective is to finish the fight as fast as possible.
And I'm glad you mentioned how you finished your last three fights by way of stoppage, because that kind of leads up to my next question. Your nickname is a trophy,
Yeah.
and I want to give you a trophy for an impressive amateur career. 6 wins with only one loss. Three of your six victories ended by way of stoppage. You definitely accomplished a lot since your debut in 2022. What is your proudest accomplishment so far?
My proudest accomplishment, I would say, is my bounce back after my first loss. I
Mm,
feel like that was a career defining moment for me, and that's what changed that switch in me. Before that, I was I would say, a decision fighter. I was always trying to go out there and just, survive the fight, win, but survive. And then when I took that loss, when I left it to the judges, I didn't like that feeling, and it switched that mindset in me the same way how Jorge Masvidal kind of switched his career path after that and just was looking for the finish. That's kind of the mentality I took. I'm never gonna leave it up to the judges, and I want to go out there and be as entertaining as possible and finish these fights quicker. So I
so you
would say that
definitely
is my career defining moment, was just my bounce back and my mindset switch.
That's great, man. Like you turn that switch and you flip that loss into something positive. You definitely learn a lot from that loss.
Definitely.
That's great. Well, you didn't have the nickname, the trophy, when I first announced you at Up Next Fighting. How did you get that nickname, and who gave you that nickname?
So where I grew up, it's an area where you have a lot of people that don't really have people to look up to,
Hmm.
and like a trophy is kind of like somebody that you're like, okay, I could see this the star in that guy. I could see that he's gonna be something special. And so I remember one of the guys that I went to high school with. He's like, man, you're turning into a trophy, like you're somebody that's representing where we grew up, and somebody that's doing something big, and the sky's the limit. So since then, it's kind of just that's like the highest honor you could get in like the hood or something. So I felt like that nickname just fits me because of what I want to represent and what I want to continue doing.
And you want to give a shout out to the city where you grew up?
Yeah, South Central LA.
There you go. What's up, South Central LA? That's awesome. Well, Byron, when I see you fight, I see that fire and passion in your eyes. And you own that cage. It honestly makes me feel like it's your home, right? And someone barged in and you're out there protecting your home. When did that passion for fighting start for you?
So that passion of fighting I feel like, has always been with me.
Mm,
I grew up not the most happiest like kid. I used to have kind of anger issues, and it's just like the environment that I grew up was not the greatest. So it was always that mentality of having to be the tough guy and having to do all of that and just protect myself. But I fell in love with the sport
mm.
maybe around 6 years old, and I knew I've always wanted to do it. And just being able to watch like the greats grow up, and I'm like, dude, I could do that. Why am I not gonna be there? So I managed to, when I started training, just put all my work in, and eventually I'm here where I am now.
And is there a fighter, I guess, like in the past that you watched while growing up, that if you could have that dream fight against that fighter, who would that be?
Ooh, that's a great question. I would say, and this is one of my favorite fighters of all time,
Mhm.
and I would just love to go out there and just move around with him. But like Prime Anderson Silva would be an amazing thing, because just the way the style is, and I know how tough Anderson was in his prime and how great he was. And if I could get to that level, when I will get to that level, I want to be kind of known as somebody that's that dangerous. So I would love to have mixed it up with somebody like that.
You have the mindset though, because you first said, "If I get to that level," and then you caught yourself. You're like,
Yeah,
"When I get to
win.
that level." See, you
Exactly.
got that mindset of a winner right away, Byron. I love it. I love it. Now, I want to pivot real quick to you being an MMA trainer.
Yeah.
Talk to me about your experience as someone who actually teaches MMA.
So I started teaching, I'm gonna say maybe 3 months ago, and it was just to take over a class. And right away the students fell in love with me, and they're like, man, why don't you teach more? So then they got word to my coach, and then my coach was like, all right, let's just put you and start teaching MMA to like the beginners. And so I've gotten to the point now where I fell in love with training. It's just something that's, it's like a passion that I have, and I could see myself like really committed to it. When you teach somebody something new and you see that flame and that fire or that smile after they do that move, there's like a feeling no other. And I feel like it's just made me into a better fighter in general because it makes my technique better, makes my mindset better, and I just feel overall a better martial artist.
And what's like the best lesson that you've learned from being an MMA trainer?
The best lesson I learned is maybe patience.
Okay.
Everybody has their own timing, and everybody learns at their own like with their own style. So I like to be able to cater to everybody because I have a very awkward style and it's not as traditional as how people would want, but that's where my effectiveness comes in and learning that. So I like to just be patient with everybody and figure out what works for them.
Okay. Do you have some of your students that will go watch your fight on
Oh
October
yeah.
11th?
Yeah, we have a lot of people that are very excited to go and watch their coach fight. So it's
That's
exciting.
that's awesome. So I guess when I announce you, I'll be hearing a lot of cheers.
Oh, definitely. I mean,
Yeah.
if you saw the last event when you announced, it was very loud in
Yeah.
there, so I'm expected even more this time.
It's going to be much louder. That's amazing. Now, I want to manifest great things for you because, like I said earlier, you're very passionate about this sport. And I love that when we watch you, it's like you transform from this very, like serious guy, right? And then you do the fight. And then I watched how you celebrated that win against Arshag. You ran around, you threw away your mouth guard, and then I saw you actually like whispered something to Arshak. May I ask what you whispered to Arshak after the fight?
Yeah, of course. I told him keep your head up and that
Mm.
you're a winner no matter what. He'll be back and he'll be a champ one day. I could see it in him. I mean, after my fight, this last performance that he had, it showed that. And I went up to him after, and he told me, he's like, "Man, you turned me into that other. You let me know that I had that other side." So, when I was talking to him after, just keeping his head up and just trying to let him know like, don't like this isn't the end, and you're gonna be something great.
Ah, that's beautiful. That's amazing, man. Well, let's manifest great things for you. What's your next goal after turning pro?
My next goal is I told myself by 2027 I will get that call either to the Contender Series, the Ultimate Fighter, or the UFC. And every time I set a little milestone for myself and the goals, I normally hit them. So that's where I'm trying to manifest to get to that point. I want to stay as active as possible. Hopefully, I get out of this fight scratch free and I can hop back on in December. And after December, again and again and again until I get that call.
That's good. If you get that call, or when you get that call, they're asking you, "Hey, Byron, we got a spot on the Ultimate Fighter, but also on the Dana White's Contender Series. We'll let you pick. Which one would you rather do?"
Yeah, that's a good one. I would love for people to get to know me better as a human being. So I would say the Ultimate Fighter, I think would be amazing. Just go on a TV show and being able to showcase more of myself and build a fan base from them.
Okay. You don't mind living with like a bunch of other dudes?
That would probably be definitely the challenge, but I think that would be a test to myself as well and being able to be as mentally strong in there as possible. Yeah. So it'd be a
Because like
learning experience, yeah.
yeah, because like you live with them, and then later on you're gonna have to fight them.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up with a bunch of brothers and cousins and there's always a lot of times where we're chirping back and forth, so it's something I'd probably be used to. Yeah.
Okay, well, we cannot wait to see you on the Ultimate Fighter, or even the Dana White's Contender Series, or straight up to the UFC. Because I do see you in the UFC one day, man.
Thank
So now that you are a professional fighter, are there any brands out there that you want to call out to join you in your journey as a professional fighter?
you. Oof.
Any sponsors out there? Just feel free to call them out.
I would love to be like the face of MMA, and I don't know if you see how Canelo has all these crazy brand sponsors of Dolce & Gabbana and Gucci and stuff like that. I want to be that big to the point where I could start making these deals with all these bigger brands. I want to branch myself out to something and like to everything. I don't want to be just known as a fighter. I want to be known as like one of the greatest to be there.
Okay. That's actually I've never heard that answer.
Yeah,
That is actually like next level thinking right there. You want to kind of like transcend out of like the sport and be known like, elsewhere, and
I want to
Because
be
yeah,
the biggest person I can be, as and just in general, martial arts wise, or just as a person. I want to be opening these paths for even the fighters as well to get these deals with bigger brands and just build the sport into something even bigger than it is.
wow, dude, I love that vision. You're on that right mindset. I love it. I love it. Um, going back to where you came from, South Central LA, and now you are the trophy of South Central LA. How do you give back to your community now that you have this career as a fighter?
I want to start doing a lot more for my community. The more I grow and the more people I start to touch and stuff like that, I want to start giving back in different ways, like events where we could go out. I would love to start getting the teens and the kids that are growing up in a way that they shouldn't be and heading down the wrong path and try to transform their life into something else and show them that anything is possible. I grew up the same situation as you, and you should have the same mindset of being the best and trying to make something better with your life and not being stuck in the path of how a lot of other people stay.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Oh my God. And then you're gonna have like mini trophies out there,
Yeah,
following your lead.
exactly. I wanna transcend the generations, change that mentality.
That's amazing. Well, Byron, I want to ask you for your message to your family and supporters who have been with you since day one, because I do hear them when we're at our UNF events. I hear them a lot, especially when I'm announcing your name. What is your message for those who have been with you throughout your career as a fighter?
My message is thank you. I wouldn't be the person and the fighter I am without you guys. You guys have helped me get to this path because there's a lot of times where that self doubt comes in, and taking a big weight on your shoulder like that is something that's not meant for anybody. And I'm just grateful that everybody believes in me and really thinks that I could do this because this is my dream and I'm a dream chaser, and I'm gonna make sure that I don't stop until I get where I'm supposed to be.
That's facts. Hardcore facts, because we've seen you accomplish any dream that you wanted to accomplish. So I congratulate you again, Byron, for your upcoming professional debut. We cannot wait to see you in that big moment inside that UNF cage as a professional fighter. Byron, thank you so much for joining me here today on the Rain Check. Guys, you can follow Byron Valle on Instagram at ByWeezyMMA. I'll put his link down below. You can follow Up Next Fighting as well for news and updates and SoCal's fastest rising MMA promotion at Up Next Fighting. And follow me as well at Ringside Rain. And please do not miss Byron Valle against Carlos Elizararas at UNF 28 on October 11th at Commerce Casino in Los Angeles, California. Get your tickets now on upnextfighting.com and witness the historic professional debut of this guy right here, Byron the Trophy Valle. Byron, I cannot wait to see you back in action again. I cannot wait to see that fire in your eyes again inside that cage. You ready?
I'm so ready. Let's do it.
Sounds good. Well, thank you so much again for joining me, and I will see you at weigh-ins.
Yep. Thank you.
Well, he is Byron Valle. I am Raine Cruz. This is the Rain Check, and we are checking out. Goodbye.